When it comes to naval power, size matters. Today we're counting down the top 5 largest naval vessels ever built, looking at where they serve, when they were commissioned, how big they really are, and how many people it takes to run these floating cities. Number 5. The Nimitz-class aircraft carriers of the United States Navy. These nuclear-powered giants were first commissioned in the 1970s and 1980s, with the lead ship, USS Nimitz, entering service in 1975. They've served all over the world, acting as mobile air bases wherever the U.S. wants to project power. A Nimitz-class carrier is around 333 meters long and about 77 meters wide at the flight deck. Fully loaded, displacement pushes past 100,000 tons. To run one of these ships takes a small city at sea, around 3,000 sailors to operate the ship itself, plus roughly 1,500 more for the air wing, pilots, maintenance crews, and support staff. That's a total crew of around 4,500 to 5,000 people on a single vessel. Powered by 2 nuclear reactors, these carriers can sail for years without refueling, limited mainly by how much food and supplies they can carry. Number 4. The Gerald R. Ford class, the next generation of U.S. supercarriers. The lead ship, USS Gerald R. Ford, was commissioned in the mid-2010s, representing the newest and most advanced carrier design in the American fleet. These ships operate primarily with the U.S. Atlantic Fleet, but are designed to deploy worldwide. Similar in length to the Nimitz class at roughly 337 meters, the Ford-class carriers displace over 100,000 tons. What sets them apart is not just their size, but their technology. Electromagnetic aircraft launch systems instead of steam catapults, advanced arresting gear, and a redesigned island to increase flight deck efficiency. Despite being larger and more capable, they're designed to run with a slightly smaller crew than earlier carriers. Ship's company sits around 2,600 sailors, with about 2,400 for the air wing, putting the total crew in the 4,000 to 5,000 range, but with better living spaces and automation. These carriers are built for higher sortie rates, meaning they can launch and recover more aircraft in less time than previous designs. Number 3. The Typhoon-class ballistic missile submarine, one of the most intimidating machines ever put to sea. Built by the Soviet Union and later serving the Russian Navy, these submarines were designed during the Cold War as underwater nuclear deterrents, often patrolling beneath the Arctic ice. The first Typhoon was commissioned in the 1980s. A Typhoon-class sub is enormous for a submarine, roughly 175 meters long and around 23 meters wide, with a submerged displacement over 40,000 tons, making it the largest submarine class ever built. Despite its size, the crew is much smaller than a carrier, typically around 150 to 200 sailors and officers. Inside, there are multiple pressure hulls, missile compartments, control rooms, and living areas, plus enough supplies to stay submerged for months at a time. These submarines were armed with long-range ballistic missiles, turning them into stealthy underwater nuclear launch platforms. Number 2. The Yamato-class battleships of Imperial Japan, legends of World War II naval history. The lead ship, Yamato, was commissioned in the early 1940s and operated primarily in the Pacific during World War II. Designed in secrecy, these ships were built to outgun anything they might face. Yamato stretched about 263 meters in length and displaced around 70,000 tons fully loaded, making it one of the heaviest battleships ever constructed. The crew size matched its massive hull, roughly 2,500 to 2,800 sailors and officers when fully manned. On board were some of the largest naval guns ever put on a ship, with a main battery of 18.1-inch guns capable of firing shells that weighed over a ton. Although they were technological marvels of their time, the Yamato-class battleships also symbolized the end of the battleship era, as aircraft carriers rose to dominate naval warfare. Number 1 isn't a single ship, but a category: modern supercarriers, the largest, most complex warships ever built. These include U.S. Nimitz and Ford-class carriers, as well as other nations' large carriers and helicopter carriers. Operating from the United States, Europe, and Asia, they patrol oceans around the globe. They typically measure over 300 meters in length and displace upwards of 70,000 to over 100,000 tons, depending on the design. Many function as floating air bases, with a mix of fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters on board. Crew sizes can reach 4,000 to 5,000 people, including ship's company and air wing, plus embarked command staff. Inside, you'll find flight decks, hangars, workshops, medical facilities, command centers, and living quarters, making them true floating cities that can stay at sea for months at a time. These ships aren't just big, they're central to how modern navies project air power, respond to crises, and show a presence anywhere in the world's oceans. From silent underwater giants to floating cities launching fleets of aircraft, the world's largest naval vessels show just how far engineering and strategy can go at sea. Which of these massive ships impressed you the most? The stealth of a submarine, the power of a supercarrier, or the sheer firepower of a battleship? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay on the loop for more Top 5 breakdowns from Epic Loop Media.